And that's when the marathon begins, and that's the 26 miles ahead of you. Well, the first 20 miles you can do it, you can train for. The last 6 is really about adrenaline. It's about having the energy and the drive and the push to keep going. And a lot of that adrenaline really comes from volunteers and the support system that you have around you, and the people who are standing on the road cheering you on and making things happen. And that's really what all of you have been to this whole process for us, is the people that got us there. Because we did the first 20 with you, and then the last 6 we needed you to really help us to get to the finish line. And there's so many of you out there that we wanted to acknowledge. And I'd like to acknowledge Gerri for really working hard with me, and Sam Bateman as well. Sammy did a great job too. And, there's so many folks that stepped up for us, and every time I turned around, there was yet another person who was showing up to do a walk and to helping us and coming out. Ed Long and Dan Penkowski from the firefighters, Doc Halliday from HPOA, Tom Cello from the supervisors, Anthony Whiting from the Ironworkers, Dr. Laya, appreciate what you've done with hosting events, and Kurt Prater from the Ironworkers, Forrest Arby from IBEW, Robbie Conway from the Ironworkers, Tara Burbank from the Henderson Dems, Lisa Ortega, who was out every Friday with me, and of course Dan was out every Thursday with me as well, Elizabeth Brickfield, who made calls and hosted the event, and Linda Turner and Andrew Davey and Teresa Crawford. And I'm sure I'm missing someone, but there were so many of you that really made this possible that I wouldn't be standing in front of you today as a candidate who was successful in the primary if not for all of you. And I'm so grateful. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that Dave Thomas is one heck of a campaign manager. And I'll tell you, he was the best cheerleader I had. And days when I was tired, he'd say, "Come on, let's get going, let's get moving." And then on days when he was working on issues, I'd be pushing back on him. So I'm grateful that he had the stick-to-itiveness with me, and I'm very appreciative to all of you for your support in making this possible. And I'm going to let Gerri speak as well. But I'm just so grateful that we've been given the opportunity to serve 4 more years in the city of Henderson. And I have to say that I had the good fortune to be appointed, and last night I was elected, and so I'm looking forward to serving that 4 years and giving back to the community that I'm in. So thank you.
Ditto. No, really, I want to thank everybody too. As Debra said, it is a marathon. And toward the end, I was losing a lot of steam, especially when you have a personal attack against your family, and you get discouraged, and your husband gets so upset. It's none of their business, you know, what's going through, what we're going through. But you guys came to me and said, hang in there. I got a lot of hang in there's. This is happening to everybody. Your support means so much to me. Everything that everyone has done to help me get through this election, I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be nasty. I didn't know it was going to be like that. It has never been like that in the city of Henderson. Jim Gibson's wife was standing at the door waiting for him to get home and say, I can't believe that it has come to this in the city of Henderson. It has never been like that before. But you guys were there for me, and I'm always going to be there for you every single step of the way. I'm a firm believer in you support me, I support you. So I will always be there for you for anything that you need. Dan, I tell you, I don't know if you noticed, Debra and I both got 54% of the vote. Go figure that. And that's attributed to Dave Thomas and Dan Penkowski and Tom Cello and Doc and everybody that came out, all the unions, to get the AFL-CIO, building trades, everybody, 30 of the unions, there are 30 unions and all 30 of them endorsed me. I got a lot of endorsements. And I think that's not just because people say that, oh, they're in the pockets of the, that has nothing to do with that. Debra and I have worked very hard for a long, long time, and people recognize the hard work and that we are fair, and that we look at every single issue and we study them and we talk with people. We don't just arbitrarily make decisions. We do our homework and we figure out what's the best thing for the city of Henderson, for the people who live here. And we listen to people, and we make sure we have that great communication. That's why, you know, with all due respect to the other jurisdictions, we have a wonderful relationship with our bargaining units because we talk to them. They let us understand what's going on, and as well as other people in the community. Whenever there's something we need to know, people are there for us to help us understand so we can make good, smart decisions for the city of Henderson. So I want to thank all of you for being there for me, and for Debra, and you know, this is wonderful. I am her something college potato girl. God, we're in this together. We're here for everybody. Sam, you know, Sam's he's going to the general, so you know, we all have to get out and work. And Debra and I, now we get to go back to work, and we got distracted a little bit by a campaign, but you know, you got to do that. But now we're ready to get going. Dr. Alive, you've been wonderful. And he has been such a good cheerleader, and you know, everybody else. I just love you all, and I'm here for you for anything that you want. I will never ever forget this. In the worst time of my life, the most embarrassing time of my life, you guys were there. So thank you very much.